Hey y'all. I started that reading series, so Chris can just ride my poem tails all night. No. Chris is a great friend, and I'm going to dedicate this first poem to him. Bumbags at Washington Square's gate to Shippy. There's a man next to me freezing, twirling a broken leaf by its stem. All the bums have Dwayne Reed needs. Those bags best for afterlife? Don't quote the shadow playing guitar on this, but the squirrels are getting closer. Around us, sun photographs the park's malaise. Man with mustard shoes mistakes me for a lighter. People like me, like him, stop mid-street, shiver, curse themselves, turn back to loiter and strangers. My thoughts follow. Another leaf on the ground, dead trees holding hands. I was born in Rex Hospital, and I love the Carolinas, so it's awesome to be home again. Louisiana's definitely home too, so this is set there. Remnants. 2 green bell peppers spoil in a stolen grate outside Save Center. Sweat-stained megalomaniacs line the tips for vampire music and blood-sucked mosquitoes. A domicile turned sacristy. Febrezed. Smell no murder coming out from in. That's welfare. That's wild. That's how love sounds. My friends. Forbid beers to get warm. Smoke like they're in the trenches. Toilets duct-taped. Urinal mortared with several bags of ice. Big tits, short-haired enters the restroom same time as I zip my fly. My antagonist sits, pisses, with the door unlocked, exits after wiping back to front, says, "Honestly, you're riding in public?" Yes, indeed. I am the dirty summer blood boiling over. Guess you had to be there. Insidiously. Insides have problems. Insides have reams of disappointed dreams. Remembered inside. Eyelids inside, upturned. Sun visors insidious. Half inside smelling. Half inside tasting. Our insides spoiling. Inside's offspring. I wish inside no words. Bottle no sand inside our glasses. Don't read inside, don't see inside. Secretly hates peace. A Roman raping rituals inside the rectory. Words hate inside. Inside breathes being. Radiate insides anatomy. Throbbing insides wonder how long inside I have before inside kills me. I like to alliterate a little bit here and there. And this poem style, Women Wishing Wells in Whitman. Women at the bar wishing wells. The vagrants have coins, the drunkards spend theirs on wells. Penises purse pennies, roll in sack of semen spent like change. So many wishes never come. At last call, comfort crawls to white azaleas. Bed stains trail towards mattressing snores. It's easy to abhor mortared cylindrical depth, especially when a boy with no illumination discovers the blurred basement of his creation. Might have lost him to the cavern. I motion to these heaping buckets of water, cause of pulleys, design and elaboration. Leverage saturates, the sustenance hydrates, highlights the mission of procreation. I think Whitman had it right when he wrote, "No more heaven nor any more hell than there is right now. Urge and urge and urge, always the procreant urge of the world." Whitman urges this poem forward. I share the boy's allure of copper or nickel, the fulfillment of desire, the completion and security of the first sip of water out of the first city well, a desire forced by necessity instead of whim, the precious success wish submits and returns by the bucket load. An unrequited take contaminates the well and the population. Desires the rope and a knot, make it a double knot, or triple, or quadruple, tied tight. The night is the land settled on our city. Nothing moves without first weaving. I've written nothing nice, nothing new, just one true well. Established position. A young boy corrals the circumference of a well, wishing he could multiply his body like paper figure fences the girls cut out in school, and surround his source. Each fist clenched, each fist clutches the image of a man on metal, the treasury, currency. He will sacrifice his own brother or father to Amanda in order to hear the plop as metal breaks the water. He imagined the coin spins, displaced, the water settles amongst familiar busts that never reveal heads or tails. If we do anything, we wish well. Should be my #1 fan. So I just gotta dedicate poems up the rest of y'all. What's your name? So I like to overhear poems quite. I think other people are better poets than me, so I just try to steal from them. This one's titled A Suffering Breeze. Wanted to carpet you or pave your face as a driveway. You have the minutiae of millions, not knows or cares, no pit or speck. When was the last time I saw you last? Tallahassee or Galveston? Dumping your bait off a pier, filling up your tank. Some of the things you lost, I might have lost. Your sister said you were mean, meaning you hit hookers like home runs. Didn't do yourself any favors. Did me a few that did me in. And this is a little sonnet. I like performing the sonnet quite a bit. Certainly not traditional. Moonbathing. Sunburned sky for tonight. Moonlit sky for us. Reclined spines, pianos. Horizontal harmonizing horizons. Our lips, umbrellas, lowered for each monsoon. Memory strikes. 2 moons and earth skies. 2 reflected sun. Here once was one. Shackled, succulent, smart to leave your body, split, this suffering breeze. Thunder circles, a bleached pebble path, some soldier's solace. No strength ain't noble. We jubilate, we praise, we syncopate, we devastate our futures. Shackled, succulent, we, fire menagerie, exploded corpses. The more you next to me, the more we perennial. Parents are in the house tonight, so shout out to Tony. Back to the Carolinas, and my little brother. Some call him Doobie, some call him Rob. So I met this amazing, I had a graduate assistant from Bengali, and she wrote, I'm obsessed with the river, with the reading series in Baton Rouge. If any of y'all come down, please shoot me an email, and you're more than welcome to read. It's called River Riders. We're kind of definitely the most inspirational place in Baton Rouge, not necessarily New Orleans, but it is, you know, the vein of America. So she challenged me with these poems, and they're contemporary Bengali, and I helped her translate them a little bit. And she's got quite an adamant personality, and I think you can tell by some of this, because she looked at me the other day and she said, well, it's been a couple of years since we wrote these, but she said, today you will be no one. I was like, that's a poem. Take it from there. You may be an oak tree if you are an artist. You may be the Mississippi if you are a poet. You may be the earth, rain, puddle, and storm. You may be morning, late evening, night, and dawn. You may be so many things. You will be so many things. You can sing for many days in absurd imagination. You can walk for many days in extreme loneliness. You keep dreaming your satisfaction shatters moments of my dream's felicity. Do you really want to be an oak tree at the end of the story and cast a net with your roots in earth? It is your wish. I will ornament your branches with leaves. Do you really want to be the Mississippi at the end of the story, rushing towards your mouth? It is your wish. I will tenderly caress your current. Every day you become an artist or a singer or a poet. Today you will be no one. You will cup your hands to cool my absolute tears until the last breaking day. This is my wish. Afterwards, you may fade away into an invisible guarantee. You will be an artist if you are an oak tree. You will be a poet if you are the river. And these are a couple new ones from her. Let me be your cup. Morning promises you'll hold me close. Thirst tremble on your lip. Your long sips quench me. Let your two hands clasp warmth. Let me be your cup. Let your cup survive the shattering of the night. Why today do you pour rivers into me? Your fingers and lips are molded with mud. Savor the aroma of my water. Let your drunken demand overflow. Let me be your cup. Mend me with your mud if I am broken. Let me be your cup again. And this one's titled Tea and Poem. I'm going to send this one out to my stepmother Lee, who is an avid tea drinker, much like myself. That cup still left in the room of a house in a city by the riverbank, where countless poems were born in balmy vapors of tea. Even after many brown river rinses, that cup still reveals layers of red leaf stains. That cup has poems inside those stains left. Poems waiting to be born, peering out into the room until the last leaves left blends in the river water. The tea steeps the poet, is smitten with poems, arouse the river. Poems will be raised, carrying freedom in their voice. In that room of a house, in a city, by the riverbank, recently ascended. Once in a river breeze, gust, river breeze, at least once into my painting room, I have spread this yearning across many evenings. That's her cadence that they actually captured at that time. Gently prying open the window pane. Last time I sheared bright yellow papers, drew leaves and flowers to adhere on the window glass. I lit a beacon streaming behind that pane. All the loud tunes the radio had to offer, I played them all in my painting room. Which spell can be cast on my deep river's breeze? Dust scattered through the open window glass, stray branches of oak insatiably intrude. Scraps of yellow paper shed their glue, stye the room. I struggled to paint in the dimness behind my beacon. Blaring tunes filled my painting room. Gust, river breeze, at least once into my painting room. I've spread this yearning across many evenings. One day I dabbed my hand with pigment the hue of blood to perfectly print my palm on the pane. The red streams dripped and dripped on steady trails scribbled under handprint. That was my last effort. Which spell could be cast on my deep river's breeze? Many days ago, I left my painting room. Storm and rain I have heard ruptured through the pane. Woe, the room must have drowned in river breeze. I brought some of the paintings with me, ecstatic when I behold them. The river breeze bursts through all the colors, all spectrum. The breeze inflates each and every line, each and every poem. Is the river breeze still gusting in my painting room? This is the penultimate poem I would read this evening. 1,000 years I waited for this evening. On the riverbank you chose to force the river to witness its own story. Luminaries spanned the bridge darkness lit. I skimmed gracefully on the stream of gathered words. 1,000 years I waited for this evening. The river is today listening. It is listening indeed. You intuited my tender tongue, my words swaddled in your words. The flow of translation eases downstream, the words present, roaring at the center of the river. You recognized waves, and so even the stretching river shivered when my bundle of words grazed the other bank. The clouds caressed the sky so gently that the drops lowered down the beyond. How simply, you said. Luckily the skies cried so we don't have to. How sky saturated today. Away from the ground it hovered the sky, cried precisely how it should have. Still the poems became blurry, tears beyond translation, tears beyond the length of the river. 1,000 years I waited for this evening. The river has seen today, it has seen indeed. But you didn't recognize that on this day, the sky will be weighted again at the end of tears. And again the river will resume, channeling my words and your words. You will certainly choose the riverbank again on that day. The river will have evening to witness its own story. I carry around my own river. For 5 years I lived by the Mississippi River. At swollen tide the river rushes the way that attracts the artist. It courses exactly the way that satisfies a lover's soul. Wee hours watching the river careen the light of fireflies, or watching the mellow water dawn light. Puddled in mud, storm and rain, I encountered and accepted all the river faces. I drifted gently ruptured in pure adulation, the times, ruins of insanity beneath deep currents. I thought I owned the river entirely. I never knew what moved the river, obscured its contents in the muddy water every day. I realized I did not own the river. It winded, widened, ran river, stubborn river. I was raised by the river Copi in my country. It overflowed in monsoon, dried to a trickle in the summer, a common fate for all those poor rivers. Now when I reminisce, the Copi appears huge to me, standing on the distorted red shores. Is this the river of my years? I carry my own river entirety, and all the minute river bends. 5 more rivers are surrounding me now. Cypress, Blanco, Comal, Guadalupe, San Marcos rivers. I sit by their sides in full moonlight, brush their burning streams. Quickly, they cover the shame of the drought-plagued dead. They overflow, abandon their bearings and banks. Is this the river of my years? I carry my own river entirety, inside the lines of all the vanished rivers. Thank you.